Are you longing to go deeper into the Word of God? Would you like to receive personal ministry development? Then search no more, because the Alliance of Eagles Institute is here to serve you. At the Alliance of Eagles Institute, through online studies, you can learn at your own pace with the option to participate in live class reviews monthly. Visit us at aoeinstitute.com and register today. And remember, as iron sharpens iron, so sharpen we one another. What you think is what you'll actually become. What you speak will either have the power of life or death over you. What have you been thinking or speaking lately? Your thoughts and words determine the direction of your day. Learn practical steps to break the spirit of anxiety and depression with D.Tyson's new book, Winning the War in Your Mind. This book will help bring back your peace, joy, and happiness as you follow these amazing steps, written to help you live your best life. Order your copy today at www.bxpent.store or on Amazon. Also available is a Winning the War 90-Day Journal to help keep you on a victorious journey. The Prayer and Meditation Digital CD is now available on iTunes. Use these powerful tools and watch your life turn out for the better. These powerful tools.
Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Look here. I'm excited about today. You are in tune once again. Another guest here with us. I'm excited about today. Brother, once again. The volume up. You got volume up. Look here. I'm excited because we're getting ready to have you enter into a place because, as you heard me always say, expect the unexpected. I'm excited about my brother Larry Jackson. But before we even get started, as you know, I'm Derek A. Tyson, and you follow me on YouTube, on Facebook. So I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, BXP, which is Believe, Expand, and Possess. But just type in BXP Entertainment so you can stay updated on what's simply going on. And I tell you, we have some great things in store for you. Once again, we welcome each and every one of you. And I tell you, it's getting ready to go down. A lot of people have, been like, oh, you done brought back the first aid for your soul. Yes, as you know, three words that I always include: emergency, operating, and recovery. Yes, me and my brother, as you see back on the screen, our friend, look here, Brother Larry Jackson is live right here with us. But real quickly, real brief, as we operate, as we know what a first aid kit is. When you cut your finger, you get injured, what's the first thing you run to? I remember they used to be like, go get the first aid kit. Because why? Because we know there was something in that first aid kit that can help us medically take care of that wound, that cut, right, that bruise, whatever just happened. And so what we have put together here, me and my friend Larry Jackson, we want to come to you, especially our young men, and it's not just for our young men, our young ladies, getting ready to get your minds prepared as it's in an emergency state, especially in today's time. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. We know the election is going on. We know the pandemic is going on. But look here, we come to give you hope, right? Operate on you. And by the time we end this live stream, we're not going to be all night. We're not going to be all day. We feel that something we may say, something you may hear will help you recover mentally and will help you continue to make it through this week. So look here. Again, I want you to welcome my friend, my brother, Larry Jackson. Throwing some love, y'all. Give him some hearts. Give him some hand claps on the comments. We thank each and every one of you for taking your time out to join us And what I want him to do first, look, y'all know me. I'm a behind the scenes person. He's a behind the scenes brother. But I want you to first let them know who Larry Jackson is. Let them know a little bit about you. Give them a little bit about your background.
First and foremost, let me thank you for having me on here. You know, we've been talking for a while behind the scenes,
right,
for this day. But Larry Jackson is the guy, man. I live life on purpose. You know, born and raised in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. You know, my mom, Elizabeth Jackson, my dad, Larry Jackson. One thing they taught me is how to live life on purpose. You know, born and raised in with my aunts, my uncles, my cousins.
Right.
They taught me that family is everything, and that's one thing I chime on.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do everything for my family. I don't even do it for myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that's why I don't never want credit for nothing.
Right.
You know, I coached basketball at a high school.
Right.
I'm an AAU head coach.
Y'all heard that
AAU head coach. I travel the world. I have 2 mentoring programs, coaching boys and men in Chester County. Now I'm getting ready to do something in Delaware at Youth Risk. And then I got, you know, me and you getting ready to, you know, do something. We'll talk about that later on. And then,
right,
you know, getting promoted at different jobs as overnight lead supervisor and stuff like that. So I think the word leader has always been tied to my name. And I think when God gives you a purpose, you don't question it. You just do it.
Right.
You just do it. I don't question nothing. I just do it, you know?
Right. And that's one thing. And I can go back to, I remember when I used to see you and I was like, man, he's so quiet, you know, always, you know, you come in, you leave, yo, what up? That's it. But I was very impressed. And as you heard him say, coaching AAU, everybody knew about AAU basketball. And when I took my sons to the tryouts and I seen this young man, I mean, how many young men was probably there? I mean, you had a whole bunch.
Yeah, I think that first night was like 40, 50 kids, something like that.
And we're talking about young men. And y'all know to have 40 young men in the presence of a coach, a young man as powerful as this young man, Larry Jackson, I just sat there and we were there for hours. And once he opened up his mouth and began to impart into these young men, I was like, OMG. He's like, this man right here. I mean, he had their full attention. And what I liked about it, they really, it was like a sponge. They soaked in every word that he was saying because he imparted so much wisdom into them. And man, I tell you,
appreciate that.
I applaud you for that because
thank you.
We need, especially in today's time, and many of you know this, and I need you guys to share this video. It's not about the likes because I want you to understand we're on a mission.
Right.
And our mission, as you always hear me say, you know, you become what you think about. And even today, what if some of you thought about, you know, what's been going through your mind even on today? So we want to come and impart, just like I seen him into those young men lives, not even young men, young women. We're going to impact you in a way that we believe you've never been impacted before. And y'all know, I don't come on live a lot, and to see me and Larry Jackson on the live, y'all.
This is my first live since they invented it. This is my first live. This is my first live ever. So this is gonna be big with something, you know.
So look, y'all know this is special. Y'all know this is special. As I see, look, his IT to Coach Larry. That's right. We got Andre. Look, let me tell you, you know, Andre McMullen.
Hey, listen, that man right there, he changed. Listen, that man, I almost got tears in my eyes because that man changed my whole life.
Wow.
Man.
Let me tell you.
My life. He is the first man besides my dad who showed me that man had full custody of his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me to turn around and then have full custody of my own daughter, I just was like, yo,
wow.
That man changed my life, man. He would go to the Army. He would be in California, anywhere around the world. But when he came home, it was like a celebration. That's not my cousin, man. That's like my uncle, So that man, he changed my whole life, man. I love him to death, man.
And I can ditto to that, because let me tell you, it's funny because we've been coaching. We was coaching the Dash League, and I just asked him, and it's like we connected right away. And man, we best friends, and always talking about sports, and like call each other on the phone. We don't talk every day.
Right.
I said that's a great man, and I respect him, love the brother, because he's real.
Yep.
And it's funny, even with that, connecting with him, and then coming years down the road, now we connecting. So I know God is doing something powerful, because man, with him, me, you, and whoever else, I'm telling you, it's going to be a powerful thing. And as I was saying, even with the AAU, to see the impact you had on them young men, and how we're going to have an impact on this nation, on this world, it's going to be mind blowing. And I'm just so excited about what God is getting ready to do. So, Brother Larry, I know with the young men that you mentor,
right?
What are some of the things, like even right now, like as we said, we are in an emergency state. We ain't got nothing to do, everybody worried about who's about to be the next president, the pandemic and everything. But
still a world out here that it's still a whole world that we can still take advantage of. And I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I think everybody's looking at the election. We have to, know who's going to be the next president.
Mm-hmm.
But we still got to wake up, and you still got to live your purpose. You still got to live your purpose. You still got kids out here. You still got jobs. I think this year alone, and I don't want to say it like this, but I'm going to say it like this. I'm kind of glad the pandemic came, because, and like I said, I'm glad the pandemic came, because the world was going so fast. Now it's slowed down.
Right.
So the world was going so fast, you couldn't find who was who, because you're like, oh wait, now the world slowed down. You get to see who everybody is.
Right.
And I think in Black Lives Matter, even when you chime in on stuff like that, it might rub people the wrong way and stuff like that. But like, what's the plan after that too?
Right.
I think you got to have a strategy. You got to have tactics to where it's like, okay, I support Black Lives Matter, but I need to know the purpose behind it too, though, because if a white man kills a unarmed black man, I'm with y'all. I get it. I understand. Right. I understand. I'm with you guys. We can march. We can sit at the table. But I'm one of the guys that says, okay, when two black men kill each other on the corner, then what's that?
Right. What is that? Like, what is it?
And I'm one of them thinkers to where it's like, okay, 95% of the people online don't really like probably what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay to still attack that 5% that like it.
Right.
And that's one thing that we talked about behind the scenes, that where it's like, if I can impact 5 kids' life, I'm gonna impact those 5 kids. And they're like, well, you ain't doing that with these kids. Right. But you didn't want me to.
Right.
So when I went that way, then what?
Exactly. And you're absolutely right. It took me, it's funny that you even mentioned the Black Lives Matter. It took me a minute, because at first I was like, man, I wasn't with it at first, because I was like, well, we're not speaking on, I can turn on the news right now. I'm gonna just say the Philadelphia local news, and black men killing each other every day. And I said, so
what's that?
If Black Lives Matter, we need to speak more to our own than when a cop kills us. And so, you know, it
That's
took
what
me a
I'm talking
minute,
about.
and I said, I get it. I get it. Yeah, our lives do matter
Right.
because, we should be treated equally. We should not be mistreated just because of the color of our skin. So
Right.
I get it. But like you said, we have to really dig deep and to the root of the problem and figure out how can we reduce the crime of black on black crime. So that's key right there, man. That's why I'm so excited about us coming together to be able to at least, like you say, I'm about to say, one can chase 1,000, two can chase 10,000. So
Right.
right now, with me and you together, we know we at least on the verge of reaching 10,000 individuals, whether they men, women, young men, young ladies. We know we on the verge to something big.
It's a lot of change. It's a lot of, and we always say people fear the unknown, but I don't. I love the unknown because without it, you don't know what faith really means.
Wow. Right.
And I'm one of them guys, as everybody knows, I work nights.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're up 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, your mind gets to go everywhere in the world. Okay, yeah, I'm locked in these doors, but my soul and my mind is not locked, never, because you got to keep it open. And that's where all the creative ideas come in. Right. So when we talk and the stuff we're getting ready to do, people want to know what we're getting ready to do in the first 3 minutes of the interview. But it's like, no, you gotta give us some time to put it in perspective. And then when you see it, you're gonna say, oh, that's what they're doing.
Right.
That's the beauty of what we're doing right now. I love it.
And they are, first of all, just by them seeing us on this live together speaks volumes.
Many
of you know. Many of you know. You know Larry, you know myself. So there's something great taking place even in this moment right now and moving forward. Because we didn't come to play games. Meaning,
no.
I'm always for the underdog. And many people always looked at me as the underdog. It takes me a lot. It's people who could be mean to me, and I be trying to figure out what have I done.
What have I done?
That's the spirit within me that brings that anger, that hatred out in people. I'm telling you, people, you don't have to do anything to anybody, but people just fear what's to come.
They do, because they want to know. They want instant results. But it's like I always said, even when I brought this, people didn't realize what I was doing with We Are One.
Mm-hmm.
And I understood it. So I brought a national AAU program to Chester County.
Mm-hmm.
So where I'm from, it's a lot of, I'm not disrespecting anybody, but it's a lot of neighborhood and it's a lot of neighborhood and local AAU programs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you bring a national program to Chester County's 35 towns.
Mm-hmm.
I said, when I was in a meeting with Terrell Myers, because he created the whole brand, the one thing that I did, and I tried to help people, some parents didn't get what I was doing, so they were saying different names about it, and this and this that. And I was like, you guys don't even realize I tried to help you. Like some of you guys work a 9 to 5, so your son wants to drive to Philly or Delaware, but you're coming from Exton. The first thing you're thinking is, I'm not driving down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, let me bring it up here to where I can bridge the gap to where you guys don't have to drive to Philly or Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the backlash and I got the ridicule after year 1. But in my mind, I was like, you're not even thinking of year 5, though. You're just thinking of the first 4 months.
Mm.
And then in that second year, everybody went like this. Oh, you was for real. I was for real in year 1. But see, you guys didn't know. And then now the whole tryouts from Delaware and Philly is getting right being Chester County.
Mm.
So that's where I was saying I was never doing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it for y'all, but now my inboxes and DMs is like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm saying one of them guys, you can't get instant success. Everybody wants it like this. Well, what does it mean? It don't mean nothing. Well, why he do that? Why he do that? And it's like, God, you got to give it time. You got to let the rose bloom a little. You got to let the rose bloom a little bit.
Right.
Now they're like, oh, that is the real. It was the real one the whole time. I never heard of a fake basketball team. What are you guys talking about?
Right. And just even with the We Are One, and even you can explain a little bit more. One thing I respected that when you got into the young men and told them, they think it's all about basketball. It's all about basketball. But you specifically told them, look, if your grade's not right, you don't play. And listen here, y'all know how much it costs to play AAU. You know, you on that. It was on that same level. So you pay for your kids to be a part of We Are One. If your kids don't do their chores, if the kids don't respect their parents, if the kids not getting good grades, he let them know face to face, no matter how great of a basketball player they were. He said, "You won't do it." And I thought that was amazing.
My dad taught me one thing about basketball, right? Mm-hmm. And this stood with me. It's going to stay with me for the rest of my life. Talent gets you in the door, but it don't keep you in the building. If one kid can give me 20 points, one kid, I'm going to go find kids that can give me 10 points apiece.
Right.
That one kid is a star. He can give me 20 points. He can give me 20 points in the sleep, but he don't want to be there. So guess what? I'll see you around.
Right.
So I'm going to go find two kids that can give me 10 points, but they're happy that they just got in the game. So now their 10 points then went to 25 points because their confidence went to another level. See, I'm one of them coaches, and that's why, I'm getting a lot of interviews. I'm getting a lot of athletic directors reaching out, so, and that's why I never question it. And like you said, I'm at Ruston High School as a JV head coach, and that's Keith Cochran gave me an opportunity. Chris Lenardi, they gave me an opportunity. And now it's like when an opportunity presents itself that makes sense, then I'll chime in on it. I think a lot of people rush into things and then are like, dang, why did I do that? And now you can't get out.
Right.
So you got to strategically think of your next move. And I think, like, I play chess a lot, and I know you got to make your next move your best move. And I think that's one of the things I strive off of. And that's why every move I make, the move I made with you, I know a lot of people didn't see it coming. They probably was thinking, okay, he's going to go mess with somebody from Georgia. Well, it's like, well, Pastor Tyson right there. Why not talk to him? So that's the beautiful thing.
Right. Exactly. And I just, God knows, man, I've always been a humble person, and God knew what he was doing.
Right.
When he connected us together, because it was like, look, it ain't no fun in games. And I need everybody to listen to this. You really need to take inventory on your next 20 years of your life. These are major. These next 20 years, dude, guess what?
Crazy.
I ain't gonna tell. I'll be in my 60s. And Larry, he'll tell you where he'll be in. But look, if we really think about it, these next 20 years of our lives are the most important years ever. This is it. Michael Jackson couldn't say it more clear. This is it.
Hey, bro, listen, and it's funny because when we talk, what do we always talk about? We had so many conversations off the air, right?
Right.
What do we always say? It's 2020, but we're in 2030. And I think I'm trying to be in 2027 right now, but some people try to take me back to 96. And this is one thing, like, I know a lot of people watch Power. So Amari, the guy who played Ghost, he just made a movie. It's called Spell, right? And I've seen a lot of people review it, and it's going to chime into us. They said they liked the movie, but they would wish he was still playing the role in Power. But it's like, I was like, wait a minute. And this is where it comes in. People only want to remember you when they first met you.
Right.
So you can start as a janitor, but now you the CEO of the whole building. But they still talking to you like you the janitor. And it's like, okay, oh, right. That's where you first met me.
Right.
Now, the whole moral of the story is it's called growth.
Right.
That growth. I started with a neighborhood program, and now I'm on a national program.
Right.
But you're still remembering me. Well, he ain't play high school basketball. Wait. But you did, and you don't do nothing with basketball. So you're knocking another man who didn't play basketball, but he's changing the lives of kids, but you don't want to talk about that. You just want to say, well, he didn't play basketball.
Right.
Bro, that's you're missing the point, because
the whole point.
I can't go on YouTube and find Phil Jackson doing a jelly roll layup from the 3-point line. So what are we talking about?
Right.
You can find Michael Jordan, but you can't find the coach. But you can see him sitting on a sideline drawing up them plays for the next move.
Exactly.
And I look at stuff like that, man. It's called growth. And that's the one thing I strive off of, man. It's like, if it's 2020, bro, it's 2020, sis. I can't do the same things I was doing in 96.
Look, you gonna get left behind doing the same things in 96, and you ain't gonna make it. And piggyback on what you said earlier, a lot of people are still so stuck on the pandemic being on lockdown that they're missing the reset.
Yes.
Look.
Yes.
And as we talked about, if you have not discovered who you are,
in
this pandemic and what you should be doing, you in trouble.
The pandemic changed my life.
Man, what?
The pandemic. And listen, rest in peace to everybody who lost somebody during the pandemic, right?
Right, exactly.
Right. I think, let me get that. Let me rest in peace to everybody who lost somebody during the pandemic.
Thank you.
But I think this year alone, I've seen more millionaires than I've ever did in my life, because it forced you to think that check every 2 weeks wasn't coming. Those businesses wasn't coming. So you had to create something that now you're going to be remembered for the guy that, oh, he created that clothing line. Oh, she created that bakery. Oh, he created that photography. To where now it's like, dude, you could have been doing this 5 years ago, but when somebody else was doing it, you ain't like it.
Right.
But so the pandemic came, and now you had to shift your whole lifestyle. And now you're like, dang, I really do like what they doing over there. It's like, dude, we're doing the same thing.
Right.
But because the world was going so fast, you didn't understand it.
Right.
And now the world slowed down. And then now a lot of people get to smell the roses a little bit more than they did 5 years ago.
Exactly. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And it's crazy, because not knowing what we were headed into.
Right.
I said about a year or two ago, I had already started telling people, well, I was speaking to myself more so than anything. I was like, yo, it's time to push the master reset button. It's time to delete everything that I've been through, that I can't dwell on it no more. It's time for me. Look, it's okay to start over, because guess what? This time around, I understood.
I love it.
That I was more wiser. My wisdom was on a whole nother level. My discernment was on a whole nother level.
Right.
And if you don't watch it, you can let things in your past take over the rest of your life, to never fulfilling what God put you on this earth to fulfill. And it's crazy, man. People have to let things go. And even when I wrote the book, it's funny how it led up to the end of 2019.
Okay.
the things he was giving me, not knowing again that the pandemic was coming.
Right.
And as soon as we crossed over, you know, it's it's crazy. It seemed like when Kobe Bryant died, it's like all hell broke loose.
Yo, when he died, listen, the whole world stopped. That
Dude,
the whole world like stopped.
Let me tell you this. That morning, I was driving to church. It was a gloomy day.
Wow.
And I know how I feel when somebody dies that I know, family member. I was looking at the sky, I was like, yo, something that I just started praying on my way to church. Right. I said, something
ain't right.
I said, please don't let none of my family, let them be okay. I don't need no cause.
Right.
To find out after church.
Right.
I mean, I didn't know Kobe personally, but that was somebody I watched as a Lakers fan.
Right.
An all-star. So it was crazy, but just to, even with that, and then you know how people can really go overboard.
Right.
You could even let a situation like that affect you mentally.
Right.
But you got to know to continue to get up, keep moving forward. And then right after that, not too long, about a month and so later, here comes the pandemic. It's like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Something that we have none of us experienced in our lifetime.
We had to shift. You know what the pandemic did too? I can piggyback and chime off of what you said. And I think it's listen, the pandemic allowed me to understand what changing the narrative means.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people are scared to change the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing wrong with changing the narrative. If you write a book,
mm-hmm.
you're the author of the book.
Right.
But other people would try to tell you about the book and they've never even read it.
Right.
So it's like, so you mean to tell me you didn't even get to chapter 4 yet, and you're telling me about the end game of the book? No, you're only telling what you remember me off of, and that's all you want people to know. Well, I remember when but see, the problem is you remember that, but you're not understanding. We've made some changes along that way too, though.
Right.
And it was for the good. It's like, okay, we're not in, and I'm not disrespecting anybody when I say this, but I know a lot of people's gonna feel this. But trust me, I'm not disrespecting anybody when I say this. Everybody always wants to say the real people are in jail, right? I'm not disrespecting anybody, but I have to say, no, the real people are home taking care of their kids.
Right.
No, change that narrative. The real people are dead or in jail. Okay, rest in peace. But the people are in jail. They had an opportunity just like us to think about it before they got to jail. I don't want to have to read a book in jail when I can read it on my free time. I don't want to say, oh, I did it for my kids, or I'm doing it for my kids. No, you can do it from your kids going to work. You can do it for your kid. And I want to change that narrative a lot, that no, you got to show love to the people out there pushing carts. You got to show love to the people taking trash out 5 a.m. No, you got to show love to the women that's working on the front line. You got to show love to the pastors. You got to show love. That narrative got to get changed, because when I watch people on my news feed a lot, they only show love to the guys who made money doing different things. And it's just like, okay, I understand that, but what about that young man out there pushing carts in the snow because he got to pay his scholarships or his like, no, we got to change that narrative. Like that narrative, we got to change.
Exactly. And real quickly, I need those of you who are tuned in. We thank God for you and your time to share this video. We appreciate you. If you have any questions that you would like to ask us, or something that, put it in the comments, because, we'll be on here just a few more minutes. But again, I just wanted to take this time to thank you. Follow Larry Jackson. Let them know your Facebook. What's your Facebook name?
We Are One Coach Larry.
We Are One Coach Larry. You on Instagram?
Yeah, and on Instagram, I'm We Are One Coach Larry too. Yep. We Are One Coach Larry _ Yep.
Yo, you're gonna need to follow us, because look here, we got more bigger and greater things to come. But again, if you have any questions, ask us some as we would continue. But like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you that have taken the time to even join us. And we just going to get into it a little bit more. But I just wanted to pause, as they say, for station identification, and thank each and every one of you. And look here, it's only going to get greater from here. And I'm just excited because and that was a key thing that you even said, we don't applaud and the men
Right.
that are out here trying to make it happen.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of, and I'm not taking it to the relationship, whatever, but I'm just saying a lot of women try to connect to the man with the money, with the cars, all that kind of stuff, and thinking that's the way to go. And those are the ones who feel like, they feel like money is power, and they the ones who really cheat on you the most. When the man that's working at, UPS or at the grocery store, like you say, pushing carts, but he's a hard worker.
Right.
He take care of his kids. These individuals do not get enough encouragement and recognition about at least you're trying.
Right.
What can we do to help you? What can we say to help you take that thing to a whole nother dimension, to a whole nother level, to be able to say, look here.
Right.
I understand that people, and we don't understand, encouraging someone and recognizing that they are trying to make things happen goes a long way.
Right.
You'd be surprised for those.
Put the E in effort.
Huh?
A lot of people are scared to put the E in effort.
Right. And so, I'm glad you said that, because that's the key point. It's a lot. Well, like I said, I can talk about myself. That even when I went through, it was like, man, I've been in ministry. I've been working full-time ministry for over 25 years.
Okay.
And it's like the things that I see and the way being overlooked, the devil will try to make you and play tricks with your mind and say, look, you just wasting your time, blase, blase.
Right.
But I don't need no recognition, because God got me on this page 3 years ago, going into my 4th year,
right,
being able to be committed in devotion and prayer, and without missing one day. Put that out there. So that what changed my life 3 years ago, because I said, look, I done tried everything else, but once I understood the principle that he even gave us, seek ye the kingdom first and everything else.
Right.
That. So I understood that, and I understand the connection, a great connection, because me and you are both on the same page, on the same mindset, and have the same goals as far as even reaching this community, reaching this world.
Right.
Because as we said, and many of you looking, we don't see how many people do you really see reaching out to men and young men, or just trying to really be real and to have an impact into people's lives. It's a lot of people on social media right now since the pandemic just saying a whole lot of stuff.
Whole lot of
nothing. Saying nothing.
Whole lot of nothing. and like you said, when you look at it, you don't want to be the one to say nothing.
Right.
And one thing I learned about the business is about minding your own, right? So it's like, I think people want you to mind their business, but then when you mind it, they say, mind your business. And I'm like, I got caught up in that a couple years ago. Where it was like, then when you don't talk or you don't speak, they say, oh, they're standoffish, they're arrogant, they're antisocial. But then when you voice your opinion, they don't want to hear it. Oh, I ain't asked you anyway. And it's like, so you're never going to please anybody. So that's why I said you got to learn to stick to your gut and stick to your purpose. And then sooner or later, they'll figure out what you're doing. Then they'll get it later. Like I said, everybody doesn't get it at first.
Right.
Like soon as you create something, like, and I said it before, if this woman bakes cakes, create a bakery. If this guy takes pictures, create your art. Like if you're a basketball coach, coach basketball. I think people are so nervous to take that leap because the first thing they do is they say, okay, well, what are they going to think if I do this? No, that's not why you do it. You're never going to know if your parachute don't work unless you jump off that cliff, right?
Right.
See, the one thing about me, I'm jumping off that cliff.
Right.
Because I know, and that's one thing about me. They're like, yeah, you always taking the jumps. You always taking the leaps. You always trying. Well, you have to.
You have to.
You have to, because if you don't try to make the change, somebody's going to try to make the change for you. If you allow people to make the change for yourself, you're doomed before you even start.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't like that. And then it's like, okay, well, I understand you don't like it, but you didn't ask me what I liked.
Right.
And that's one thing that a lot of people do. They want to control the narrative. And then once you get a gaining of controlling your own narrative, then you'll find out who's really in your corner. But then they'll go and they'll find out, well, the grass ain't greener on that side. I should have stayed with him. And it's like, no, but you left. So we had to move on and attract that other 12% that wanted to stay, but you wanted to go over that way. And then that's where the conflict of interest comes. It's like, you can't play both sides. You just can't play both sides. Because like I said, a guy told me the other night at work, I'll never forget it. He said, they're trying to play both ends of the rope. And then sooner or later, you're going to get burnt in the middle. I never got it. And then he broke it down to me. And I said, wow, I totally understand what you're saying, because he knew about basketball, mentoring. And then he was like, look, Larry, you're going to have a lot of people trying to play both ends of the ropes. I was like, what you mean? He said, they're going to try. Then, off record, we'll talk. He said, they're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to get burnt in the middle, and you're going to find out exactly who they is. And then you're going to be able to make that decision long term of who you go with and who you don't go with on that path to success.
Right. Absolutely. And it's crazy. It's funny. I just thought of the time when I taught my son how to ride a bike. And it's like you said, I like even how you talked about playing chess, because chess is, you have to put so much thought into it. But when I taught my son how to ride a bike, I got videotapes of it. And one day I'm going to use that as an example illustration. And it was so funny because he kept falling and falling and falling. Right. And I was yelling at him. I was like, get up. You can do it. Get up.
Right.
And it's so funny because I watched from the beginning first, paddle while you hold him in the back. And I taught him on a 10 speed.
Okay.
And he fell, bruising himself, hurting himself, scratching himself. And then I said, let me show you how to do it. And somehow my foot skipped the paddle, and the paddle had these spikes.
Right.
And it took a big gash out of my leg, like a dog bit me.
Okay.
And I didn't get no emotion. He was like, because I was trying to show him, even when you get hurt, you got to keep on going.
Keep on going.
And so even with his example of falling time and time again, he had came in, I don't want to learn. I don't want to do it. But it's like what we're saying. The more you keep trying, like you said, if you don't jump, when you jump, you may hit some of the mountains on your way down, bumping into them, bruising yourself, hurting yourself, just like the bike ride. I remember seeing many of scars and cuts. But the thing is, he didn't give up. He kept trying and he kept pushing till that time. I seen him riding around the whole parking lot without falling. And like you said, when you jump, when you continue to get up and ride, you're gonna soar, or you're gonna glide and ride that bike, and eventually you're gonna start practicing riding with no hands.
See that?
So to anybody, you have to learn. I'm not afraid of pain.
Nope.
It's funny, like I got all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled, and they go every time I go in there now, they you could take it. You tough. I'm like, that was some pain. But again, you have to understand that there will be pain, there will be loss, but you can't get stuck. You got to keep on pushing. And so that's good, man. It's like, if you can learn and conquer, not give up, and to always keep pushing, you will master success. You will be a great success in life and be able to be a blessing to so many people that connects to you, even that don't connect to you. God blesses us to bless others. So Man, it's just a great feeling, even
Right.
today, to even be in this situation, even with you, and
Definitely.
hear your wisdom, man, and
I
and
appreciate that, man.
and to see, and it's funny. One thing I know about, man, y'all family is a great support, because I remember I think Bible class nights, and I used to be like, where everybody at? And they'd be like, oh, they had Larry's game. He got a game tonight. I was like, man, I love the
Hey,
support.
look, that's one thing. That's one thing that I do it for.
Mhm,
I think everybody in the world, but I know one thing I do it for my family. Like I said, growing up, I had a mom and a dad,
mhm,
mom and dad, right? But I'm telling you, like my aunts, my uncles, and my cousins, one thing we stood is to stick together, right?
mm,
You're gonna they can I'll tell you one thing about my family. They could argue and fight each other, but if it's somebody else, you'll see all of them running up there with each other, fight. You know what I mean? So that's I looked at stuff like that to where their bond because of my grandma, the way she
mm,
raised them all,
right.
you know. And then, like I said, the way they raised us growing up. And like you said, the weekends we party, you know,
Mhm,
we always have fun and stuff like that. So I think one thing my family taught me is you can change the narrative. And that's one thing, especially hearing my mom with all her wisdom and my dad with all his free game that he give me. They say, look, man, we proud of you. Once I see my mom and dad and my family say they proud of me, look, everything else, it don't even matter. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And then when I see my kids, when that smile, when I see my two daughters and my son, that smile, that grin and all like that. And then it's like, look, this is who I do it for.
Right.
So if you have that mentality that you have a reason to why you're doing it, when you see other people or anything else, they might be like, I don't like it. You're like, oh, all right. And then you go that way and they're like, yo, I said I didn't like it. And you're like, I know, I said okay, but then I left. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
people want to tell you how they feel, but then when you don't show any like emotion, because it's like, okay, you don't like the way I feel, but see, if you're living on your purpose, then it's like, this is why I have to do it. So I
Right.
got to do it like this. And
Mhm,
then when like 2 years later, like, oh wow, they took off. And it's like, well, yeah, because we didn't stop off of what you said.
mhm.
And that's one thing I chime off of. I don't stop. And when your mom and dad gives you that cosign to say, nah, don't stop. And then when you get all that success and you start seeing your kids' face, when I see my kids put that smile on, it's like, okay, this is it. Okay, I
Right.
must be doing something right.
Right.
You got to keep going after that.
Right. And I need to say, even the great thing that y'all know, my brother right here, brother Larry Jackson, his mother, Liz Jackson, I've been knowing for years, over 25, probably 30. I don't know how many. I know it's been over 25 plus years. And
Wow.
let me tell you, your mother has been a blessing, to the ministry, to me,
Right.
because she, whatever is needed, she does. I mean, you got
And don't want nothing in return. That's the one thing
that's
that
great. Like,
like you
I
don't
like
want
never,
nothing.
like never.
Never. Like, listen, anything she does for the past 35 years of my life,
And
you don't want nothing back. I'd be like, yo, here you go. She'd be like, nah. I'd be like, what? Like, she just doing it off the kindness of her heart. So
right.
that's one
And,
thing I strived off, and that's why when a principal has said something to me, he was like, Larry, all the stuff you did here in the school, you've never asked for nothing. I was like, nah. And he said, it's scary of how good that you're getting ready to get. And then that's when I thought of my mom. It's like, nah, man, I don't want nothing in return.
right.
Like, I don't, and even my mom, nah, I don't think we never want nothing in return. When everybody always has a hidden agenda or
Hmm.
somebody got an ulterior motive, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this for nothing in return.
Right.
I think that's when the blessings and the rewards, they're like, well, how did he get that? Well, how did he get that? I'm like, man, I don't know. It just came. I don't know how I got it, but I'm not going to give it up.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And so I want if a few individuals before we even end, I need send us a couple questions that you may have for us. And one thing I want to do, if I choose your question um, to be displayed, I want to give away a couple of books. As you do know, because I believe that even if you have it, you can bless somebody with it. It is winning the war in your mind, breaking the spirit of anxiety and depression.
Right.
And look, Larry, look, we got some things coming. We
Yeah.
got some things coming. But send us some questions right here on the comments as we get ready to shut it down. We on here a little longer than what we thought, but this is good. If you've been enjoying yourself, show us some hearts, show us some hand claps, show us some love, because I'm telling you, I know where this is headed, and
Right.
it's marvelous, and I believe that God's hand is on it.
Right.
And we're getting ready to see some great, amazing results. So we're gonna kick it off for a few more minutes. But like I said, let me see some questions. Anybody have any questions for us? A certain topic that we can encourage you on, give you some wisdom on, it would be great. But again, y'all follow us on social media. You got Larry Jackson, We Are One. You know mine, which is you got the BXP
Right.
Productions. You got Derek D.Tyson. You can follow us. Follow me on the YouTube at BXP. We're gonna get Larry to get him a YouTube channel because we live on both.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll be sharing because we're about to reach the masses. We're about to reach the world because we humble. We're doing it because we love people. We love to see people become great. We love to see people become restored, become healed mentally. And let me tell you, I believe, and y'all know, especially the women that's on here with our men, men are looking for something that can help change their direction into a positive mindset.
Right.
And like I said, we don't even expect it just to be for men, but we even expecting it to be for young women as well. So again, I just thank each and every one of you because you didn't have to take the time to be on here.
Nope.
And that you were to listen to what we had to say to encourage you. And we have something coming again. We'll be back on with you in December. So we just thank God for you. Thank God for this young brother and his time. And what else you have before we even to wrap it on up? We want to let you do. You got something you want to impart, encourage? Here go a question for you.
Okay.
Larry, I'm gonna post it up. Here you go. Larry, do you see yourself?
And that is my beautiful god mom. Beautiful, beautiful god mom. And yes, I do. By bringing that national AAU program here, I intend on because the pandemic came and it kind of shifted the culture as we all are aware, Aunt Debbie. I think Pennsylvania is beautiful, but the way my mind has been working before the pandemic, it was to go national, to go regional and stuff like that. And talking to different people on my brand, the directors and the owners, it was always the Vegas, Atlanta, Indianapolis, and stuff like that. They were supposed to be on the schedule for me and moving forward with a group of young men so they can travel the world. So I do have something coming with Good Morning America. That is coming.
Oh.
So I was trying to hold it. So Good Morning America. I have
some hearts, show them some love, some hand claps.
I have some ties with
amazing
people over there.
Wow.
Michael Strahan.
Wow.
Michael Strahan and me are building something right now, because out of the stuff that I do, somebody reached out to somebody, and then somebody knew his personal assistant, and then from there, this man heard me say something I was trying to do, and he said, "Look, I've never heard nobody talk like that. So when this COVID thing kind of chimes down, I'll bring you in, and then we'll figure some things out." So I do got a lot of things coming up, and then I guess I'll let the cat out the bag for me and you. For what we talked about that nobody knows. There is a book being written by Larry Jackson.
Show him some love.
There is a book that's been there is a book that's being written. Pastor Tyson knows. There's only a few people that know. I know my mom knows. I know a few other people know, but there is a book. There is a book, as Pastor Tyson heard some details. Now, one thing you always say is New York Times bestseller. So
Right.
I don't want to say the title. I don't want to say all like that, but Larry Jackson is officially writing his first book.
Hey, look. Y'all got to show some love, show some hearts on the timeline, because look, that is amazing, and I'm excited about it. Because, like I said, look, we gonna hit that New York's best sellers list.
Yeah, it's coming.
We ain't just talking. We ain't just writing the book to be writing. We writing it and saying something to give you some life-changing words, life-changing read. So, congratulations. You know, as he said, I know that this book is going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome.
And it's funny because when we talked and I broke down the book, the first thing you said was what? You said New York Times bestseller. And I'm like, yo, this man, he ain't even hear the chapters, he ain't hear the preface, the introduction. I gave you like a little glimpse of the title and a couple, and I said it to somebody else, and the first thing they said was New York Times bestseller. I heard that in less than an hour by 2 people.
Wow.
You know, and then it's just like, yo, this is it. But when that book drops, and I think we talked. The book is done, but it's still being written at the same time. So, and you're gonna, talk off air, but yeah, definitely the book is coming. The book should be here early next year.
Right.
Early next year. I'm looking. I don't want to say a date, but early next year, I'm definitely looking to release the book.
So get ready, because it's going to bless you. It's going to be an awesome book. And who was that? Deborah.
Yes,
Deborah. You said that's your godmom?
That's my aunt and my godmom. That's my mom.
If she send me if you can DM me on Facebook your address, I want to bless you with the book, because I appreciate you stepping out there and even asking the question. Like I said,
love you. Tell her I love her. I love you, Debbie.
So Debbie, I want you to give you some love, show you some love, because you've been on here sharing it with us. So if you DM me, P.O. Box, whatever, I will be able to send you a free copy of Breaking the Spirit of Anxiety and Depression, Winning the War in Your Mind. All right, we're going to y'all taking too long to ask a question. So if y'all don't ask one within the next 60 seconds, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, because, again, we do know people got to go to work on third shift. And we just wanted to share to kick this thing off right, because, again, like I told you guys, if you be out there, and we know, I want to pray your safety, because we want to use wisdom,
right?
And be protected with God's covering, and like I said, enjoy your life.
Right.
Don't be afraid for losses and setbacks, because just keep pushing. And I know there's going to be some great things in store for you. Anybody have any last question for us?
Well, first and foremost, let me thank everybody who watched it. And we do know that in December, if they don't know, December we're coming back.
Right.
I think we didn't want to tell a lot in the first one of what we kind of talked about, what we have coming for the community, the change in Pennsylvania, Chester County, Detroit, all these different places that we're coming. But I just want people to know, don't judge us off the first interview. I appreciate the love and all like that, but it's so much more stuff coming that we're not really saying just yet, because we gotta make sure everything is right behind the scenes first before we give it to you. But the stuff that this man has come up with, it's going to be legendary, and that's one thing that I'm very, very excited about. I apologize. I'm excited about the work with him, because It's time to change. It's time to change the narrative. That's one thing I think we always say. Let us change the narrative. You know, I want to change the narrative, and he wants to change the narrative. So God put us in the same building, the same Zoom, all that stuff. So it's on from here.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. And again, I appreciate you.
Definitely. God bless.
Because I mean, I know it's been a time coming, and God's timing is everything. And I just appreciate you, man, being a young man and being able to have such wisdom and knowledge and being able to be a mentor to our young men out here, man. That's always been my whole desire, because understanding how I was guided, you know, growing up in the city and doing things, thinking it was the right things. I always wanted, even being younger, that mentor, and for us to be able to give them, and like you said, we both can attest to this. It's like having that mentorship and seeing real men that take care of their kids, work, that have dreams, that have visions, and they see their dreams become a reality is awesome, man. Because, like I said, this is just the beginning. I mean, you're gonna be able to coach at a college if you want to, because, dude,
I got a coach right now that has asked me to come over there. But like it's funny you said it, because like I said, it was people know. I don't, like I said, I declined it because I'm kind of comfortable where I'm at now.
Right.
But I did have the opportunity to become on a coaching staff with a college coach to learn from him. But I just say, you know, the timing is not right now, because when I got the mentoring program at Ruston, when I was the JV head coach, I didn't want to leave that to go over there.
Right.
Because I kind of liked it, the favor that God had gave me with Ruston, and then the mentoring program, and We Are One. So it didn't make sense. But yeah, college coach did definitely approach me.
You're gonna be the head coach.
Oh wow. Hopefully soon. Hopefully.
Look, man, I've seen it, man. You, like I said, it was just amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, it takes a lot for individuals, especially a young man, to get the attention of other young men that's out there. And, you know, we don't know what's going on, but we know it's hard for them to keep focused. And you had their attention, and they listened.
But it's funny. You know what? And it's funny because from that day in year one, it was only like 40 kids, right? But where it's at now, it's like 200, 300 kids asking. So that's why I said the gap when I was trying to tell parents, I was just saying, look, you have it here with me, but I'm letting you know it's kids behind you that I'm not saying that are asking to play. So now it's like, I don't want you guys to feel no type of way if we have to take the next step to move on, because you can only. I tried to bring a elementary, middle school, and high school program out here. So we have one out here now. So we didn't have all that. So in year one, we only had high school. So I can only take 12, 10 kids. But now there's elementary, there's a middle school. But what I was trying to tell these kids, it got so big to where, that first tryouts was 40 kids. And now it's like 400 kids that's going to be at the next one.
Wow.
And listen, when Ron Martin and Terrell Myers and me came up with the idea to bring it out this way, it got scary in less than 6 months. So I was like, look, I got 12 kids, but I was trying to tell the parents, like, look, okay, if you don't want to be here, listen, I understand it. But when you blink your eye, you're going to be like, whoa. And that's all we were trying to tell them from day one. But everybody wants quick results. And it was like, look, let's just take it slow in year one. But year two schedule, I was supposed to be in Vegas. They didn't know, because we were going in littler places, because I'm like, look, it's only year one. Let's start small, and then we'll expand.
Right.
My second year schedule was Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, and Vegas. So I was like, I tried to tell you guys, just in year one, just rock with it. And then they didn't. Some didn't and some did. But now it's like, it might be too late. Because
Mhm.
now I gotta embrace the kids that are asking to come instead of the kids that are asking to leave. And I
Right.
think that's the difference. The kids that don't want to be here, we let them go.
Right.
But the kids that wanted to come, we brought them on. So now the kids that left, they're kind of looking now like, well, I'm just gonna go back there. And it's like, but see, you don't get that entitlement to tell you don't get that entitlement to say,
Right.
well, we're coming back. But see, now you gotta come to tryouts.
Right.
And now, like I said, listen, the number that we had the one day, I looked at my phone and it was like 300 kids asking me when the trial date was. And if I screenshotted that email, I showed it to my coaches. I'm not, but it was like, whoa, it got real. And
Mhm.
that's where I was like, I just wanted to make the change for kids, and people didn't get it at first.
Right.
Like I know you don't get it at first, but you might get it when it's too late, though. But I don't want to sound like that, but you can't stop your purpose for somebody else.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Well, I already know it's a great program. And again, I applaud you, sir,
Appreciate you.
because nothing but great things to come. Well, did you have any last things you wanted to say after that?
The book is on its way.
Book. Look, let me tell you.
The book is on its way.
We'll share some more, but that's that right there. The book is on its way, and more to come. Again, thank you, Larry Jackson. Again, follow myself and Larry on all social media networks. We do know Instagram. We are one. Is it We Are One Jackson?
We are one coach. We are one coach, Larry.
We Are One Coach Larry. And it's the same for Facebook. We Are One Coach Larry. Me, Derek A. Tyson, BXP. You can follow me on my YouTube channel because there's a lot of great things coming.
Yeah, and you got a lot of things coming too. Let's not just talk about B. I know some things you got coming. So, listen, it's a lot of things coming on both of our parts.
Yeah,
and that's the beautiful part, because, like I said, people got to fear. They fear the unknown. Like even with this interview, we didn't even say a lot of stuff that we got coming. It's just like we're just the introduction, but like it's a lot of stuff that's happening right now.
Exactly. And it's happening at the right timing.
Right.
And God's timing is everything. And I'm just so excited because we're getting ready to hit the holiday season. It's like the final stretch of the year of 2020. And again, don't look at all the negative aspects, y'all. You have, I don't know how many days, but we do know November and December left before we go into 2021, and make the best of it, because I'm looking forward to an amazing year, and just amazing years, period. Right. Not just 1 year, whatever, because I'm adjusted as far as setbacks, but I'm at the greatest peace, love, happiness that I've ever been at in my life. And we want to be able to show you and impart in you on ways to help you mentally and physically. Even you on here, young men that are dealing with things. We give us their names so we can put them on our prayer list, and even have them connect with us when we go live or whatever, so we can be able to say something and impart some great wisdom and direction to them. So again, I thank each and every one of you for tuning in.
I like my family too. I know all my family members, from all my aunts, uncles, cousins, and then definitely my friends, but definitely my mom, my dad, all my aunts and my uncles that chimed in, and my cousins that chimed in. And I know you guys supported me, just like what you said about Bible school, Bible class and all that stuff like that. But they say, now we got to go to Larry's games and stuff like that, man. I'll be coaching, and I'll coach, and I'm looking at a kid. The next thing I'll look up in the crowd, I see all my aunts, uncles, and stuff like that. So everything's a blessing, though. So I want to thank all my family for, tuning in too. I love you all.
Amen to that. Amen. And we just speak the peace and the covering of God over each and every one of you guys out there. Be safe, use wisdom, and we'll be sharing the next date real soon for December. I want you guys, again, share this video, not just like it, because we know with you sharing it, it will be able to reach thousands and thousands of more people. Be able to tune in and get some nuggets off of just what we have spoken here on tonight. So I just thank God for each and every one of you. And man, Larry, we about to do it, man. And I just thank you because you did look, huh?
Thank you. Thank you.
Man,
appreciate it.
It's crazy because I'm just amazed by how God works, and I just thank God for just connecting us once again. Thank you guys, sister. I think it was Debbie.
Yep, Debbie Milburn, Aunt Debbie.
Aunt Debbie, we thank you because you want to get the free book. So we're gonna have some more giveaways and stuff as you tune in. Every time we come on, I like to be able to give away stuff. And look, when Larry have his book come out, I'm gonna get some. And look, we're gonna give some stuff away. We got some stuff. So thank y'all once again. You guys have a great night.
Thank you. Good night.
Blessings of God over each and every one of you. I love you all. Thank you, Larry.
Yep.
And again, shalom to you all. God bless. God bless.
What you think is what you'll actually become. What you speak will either have the power of life or death over you. What have you been thinking or speaking lately? Your thoughts and words determine the direction of your day. Learn practical steps to break the spirit of anxiety and depression with D.Tyson's new book, Winning the War in Your Mind. This book will help bring back your peace, joy, and happiness as you follow these amazing steps, written to help you live your best life. Order your copy today at www.bxpent.store or on Amazon. Also available is a Winning the War 90-Day Journal to help keep you on a victorious journey. The Prayer and Meditation Digital CD is now available on iTunes. Use these powerful tools and watch your life turn out for the better. Are you longing to go deeper into the Word of God? Would you like to receive personal ministry development? Then search no more, because the Alliance of Eagles Institute is here to serve you. At the Alliance of Eagles Institute, through online studies, you can learn at your own pace with the option to participate in live class reviews monthly. Visit us at aoeinstitute.com and register today. And remember, as iron sharpens iron, so sharpen we one another.